murder case of Michaela Garrett. Her disappearance has gone unsolved for more than 30 years.
In the last year, I had to come to a place of accepting that Michaela was probably no longer alive.
This is the place where Michaela Garrett was last seen. Her best friend at the time told police
they are hopeful today's announcement provides some measure of peace for Michaela's family.
For the 1988 disappearance, he's already in jail, awaiting trial in another murder case.
It was only when I heard this news that this vision of reality appeared, and I honestly have not figured out what to do with it.
Michaela Garrett abduction. The case of Michaela Joy Garrett is a haunting reminder of the vulnerabilities of children and the relentless pursuit of justice in the face of tragedy. Garrett was just 9 years old when she was abducted in broad daylight from Hayward, California on November 19, 1988. The chilling incident occurred at the corner of Mission Boulevard at Lafayette Avenue, leaving the community stunned and her family devastated. In the immediate aftermath of Garrett's disappearance, sketches of her abductor were quickly distributed along with missing person flyers throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. Despite swift and extensive search efforts, including national media coverage and features on programs like Unsolved Mysteries, Garrett remained missing, leaving her loved ones grappling with uncertainty and grief.
A murder case of Michaela Garrett. Her disappearance has gone unsolved for more than 30 years.
Investigators say they never closed this case despite more than 3 decades with no arrests.
In the last year, I had to come to a place of accepting that Michaela was probably no longer alive.
It was only when I heard this news that this vision of reality appeared, and I honestly have not figured out what to do with it.
The case experienced a resurgence of interest following the 2009 release of J.C. Dugard, who had endured years of captivity after being kidnapped in a separate incident. Philip and Nancy Garrido, responsible for Dugard's abduction, were interviewed regarding Garrett's case, adding another layer of complexity to the investigation. Additionally, revelations from Wesley Sherman-Teen, one of the notorious Speed Freak Slayers duo, shed light on the case. Sherman-Teen pointed out the resemblance between the original sketches of Garrett's abductor and his accomplice, Lauren Herzog, who had expired by suicide while on parole. The discovery of bone fragments in one of Herzog and Sherman-Teen's disposal sites initially raised hopes of closure for Garrett's family. However, DNA profiling conducted in late 2012 determined that the remains did not belong to Garrett, prolonging the agonizing uncertainty surrounding her fate. After over 3 decades of unanswered questions and relentless pursuit, there was a significant breakthrough in the case. On December 21, 2020, David Emery Mish was charged with abduction and slaying of Michaela Joy Garrett. The development marked a pivotal moment in the prolonged investigation, offering a glimmer of hope for resolution and justice. Garrett abduction mystery. The abduction of Michaela Joy Garrett on November 19, 1988 remains a haunting mystery that has puzzled law enforcement and the public for decades. Garrett, just 9 years old at the time, was abducted in broad daylight in Hayward, California, sparking an intensive search effort and captivating the nation's attention. Garrett and her friend Katrina Rodriguez had ventured to the Rainbow Market to purchase snacks on their scooters. Upon realizing they had forgotten their scooters outside the store, they retraced their steps, only to find one scooter missing. As Garrett approached the remaining scooter, she was suddenly grabbed by an unidentified white male and forcibly placed into his car as she screamed for help. Rodriguez, the only witness to the abduction, was left in shock as she ran back to the store to seek assistance. The initial search efforts by the Hayward Police Department and the FBI were extensive, with thousands of tips pouring in within the first year alone.
this is the place where Michaela Garrett was last seen. Her best friend at the time told police,
I feel as though I am looking for Michaela, but now I don't know where. I honestly feel lost in the dark.
When I had doubted whether I would want to know, it always came back to if Michaela could experience it, I could hear it.
That was 32 years ago. Today, police say they found the man responsible.
The investigation faced challenges from the outset, including initial misinformation provided to law enforcement, as well as the passage of time, which has made locating credible witnesses and evidence increasingly difficult. Despite the tireless efforts of investigators and the support of the community, Garrick's whereabouts remain unknown. The case received renewed attention in 2009 following the release of J.C. Dugard, who had been held captive for nearly 2 decades, prompting speculation and hope for a breakthrough in Garrick's case. However, it wasn't until December 21, 2020 that David Emery Mish was charged with Garrick's abduction and slaying, bringing a glimmer of closure to the family and loved ones after 32 years of uncertainty. Yet, even with this development, questions linger about the circumstances surrounding Garrick's disappearance and the events that transpired in the aftermath. The enduring mystery of Michaela Garrick serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring impact of unresolved cases on families, communities, and the criminal justice system. As Chief Investigator Inspector Robert Lamkin affirmed, the commitment to finding answers and bringing Garrick home remains unwavering, underscoring the ongoing determination to seek justice and closure for those affected by this tragic and baffling case. Michaela Garrick case developments. The case of Michaela Garrick's abduction and slaying, which occurred in 1988 when she was just 9 years old, has resurfaced with the charging of David Mish, a 59-year-old man currently serving time for an unrelated slaying conviction. The announcement of charges by Alameda County District Attorney Nancy O'Malley has brought a mix of emotions for the family and the community, offering a glimpse of potential closure after over 3 decades of uncertainty. The details of Michaela's disappearance paint a chilling picture of a mundane Saturday morning turned tragic. She and a friend had ridden their scooters to a neighborhood market to buy snacks. Upon returning, they discovered one of their scooters had been moved behind the car. When Michaela went to retrieve it, she was forcibly grabbed by the driver of the vehicle and taken away, never to be seen again.
They are hopeful today's announcement provides some measure of peace for Michaela's family.
Sitting on a fluffy pink cloud, walking streets of gold, dancing on grassy hills, soaring among the stars.
In the last year, I had come to a place of accepting that Michaela was probably no longer alive, but somehow that acceptance.
They've got a suspect that they can grill, and hopefully he'll, cop out to wherever her body is.
The pain of her absence has lingered for over 3 decades, exacerbated by the fact that her remains were never found. The recent breakthrough in the case came from a re-examination of evidence, particularly fingerprints found on Michaela's scooter. Despite the passage of 30 years, advancements in forensic technology allowed investigators to link David Mish to the fingerprint, shedding new light on the long-standing mystery. Additionally, witness testimonies allegedly placed Mish in the vicinity at the time of the kidnapping, further bolstering the case against him. The charging of Mish with kidnapping and slaying represents a significant step toward justice for Michaela and her family. District Attorney O'Malley's words underscore the gravity of the crime and the enduring pain inflicted upon the family and the broader community. The announcement offers a glimmer of hope that justice will prevail, even after such a prolonged period of anguish and uncertainty. However, amidst the somber acknowledgement of progress in the case, there remains a poignant reminder of the irreplaceable loss suffered by Michaela's loved ones.
For the 1988 disappearance, he's already in jail, awaiting trial in another murder case.
I feel as though I am still looking for Michaela, but now I don't know where. I honestly feel lost in the dark.
That she saw a man grab and push Michaela into his car.
I often wondered whether I really wanted to know the truth of what happened to Michaela. I wondered if I would be able to take it.
The charging of Mish with 2 special circumstances, indicating that Michaela was slayed during the course of a kidnapping and Mish has a prior slaying conviction, underscores the severity of the charges and the potential consequences he may face if convicted. Moreover, Mish's history of prior felonies, including attack with a fatal arm and commercial burglary, further contextualizes the gravity of the situation and raises questions about his past behavior. As the legal proceedings unfold, the focus remains on bringing closure to Michaela's family and ensuring that justice is served. The dedication of law enforcement officials and prosecutors to pursue the case, even after decades have passed, speaks to the unwavering commitment to seeking truth and accountability. While the road ahead may be fraught with challenges, the recent developments offer a glimmer of hope that the long-awaited answers may finally be within reach. closure for Michaela's mother. For nearly 3 decades, Sharon Murch, the mother of Michaela Garrick, has lived with the agonizing uncertainty surrounding her daughter's disappearance. In 1988, Michaela was abducted from a store in Hayward, California, and despite relentless efforts to find her, Sharon was left with a void that could never be filled. Over the years, she clung to hope, holding on to the belief that Michaela might still be alive, even as the years stretched on. Sharon's journey has been one marked by unwavering determination and resilience. She refused to let Michaela's memory fade, starting a blog dedicated to her daughter's case and adorning the tree outside the cornerstone with yellow ribbons as a poignant symbol of remembrance. Despite the passage of time, Sharon's love for her daughter remained steadfast, a beacon of hope in the midst of uncertainty. However, Sharon's worst fears were confirmed on a fateful Monday when the long-awaited breakthrough in Michaela's case finally arrived.
First, I would like to address all the people who have accompanied me on this long journey.
It was only when I heard this news that this vision of reality appeared, and I honestly have not figured out what to do with it.
Devastation for many people, and hard to believe something like that could even happen.
When I received news of the kidnapper having been identified, I asked the hard questions of Detective Purnell.
Despite her fears, Sharon found solace in knowing that the kidnapper had been identified, that answers had been uncovered, and that justice would be served. For Sharon, closure came with a heavy heart, but it also brought a sense of relief, knowing that the man responsible would never harm another soul. As Sharon navigates this new chapter in her journey, she implores others not to forget Michaela. Beyond being a mere case, Michaela was a vibrant, radiant presence whose light continues to shine even in her absence. Sharon's plea is a poignant reminder that while Michaela may be gone, her spirit lives on, and it is up to those who love her to carry her legacy forward. In the aftermath of this profound revelation, Sharon's journey is far from over. While closure has been achieved in one sense, the quest for justice and healing continues. As she grapples with the pain of loss and the weight of grief, Sharon remains steadfast in her resolve to honor Michaela's memory and ensure that her light continues to illuminate the lives of those who knew and love her. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.